Hello, welcome to today's product review video. Now, I haven't opened this yet. I figured I'd do that on camera and you can kind of get the experience of my initial reactions as well as my reaction of the quality of the actual product as I work with it. So this product was I stumbled across a company. Actually, I didn't stumble so much as I was pointed to this company called CompanyB. CompanyB.biz actually is the URL. There's a link down in the description to them. They make a lot of 156 scale or 28 millimeter World War II items, and as well, it lines up real well with bolt action and even conflict 47. But they make some models that aren't necessarily available elsewhere. One of the things they make is upgrade kits to vehicles, whatever. But anyway, so I bought a T-23 turret from them. And so let's take a look at it. The first thing that you'll notice, it's packed well with all these popcorn or whatever you call this stuff. And there it is. This is the 76 millimeter Sherman turret. It's the early one. And I also went ahead and bought 2 packages of their tank tread sections. Okay. Now, I'll explain why I'm using these in a different video, but these are the things I got. Each of these were $4.50, so that's really not too bad. I didn't think. Really nice, sharp, crisp detail. Actually, I'm actually amazed how sharp it is. Just look at what I can see through the bag. So that's the proper shape of a Sherman tread. I can see it's got some things to cut off there, but it actually looks pretty good. Okay. Alright. It is extremely soft though, which actually would probably be good because it'll make cutting easier with a knife. And if I were to actually use these to wrap around a tread, it would be very easy to do. Alright, so that's pretty cool. But the biggest thing that I want to look at is the turret itself. They make a couple different turrets. They make a 76 millimeter late turret as well as an early turret. Because the original Sherman turret was a little bit smaller. Or sorry, not the turret, but the gun was a little bit smaller. So when they put in the 76 millimeter gun, which was longer, even on the breech, they required a slightly different design on the turret. During that point, they actually added a turret second hatch that wasn't on the first one, and they raised this hatch, put some viewing periscopes around it. But this is resin. The rest of the parts are metal. And actually, there is the. Let's see, is it this way? I believe that's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go on like that. Anyway, that is a really nice piece of resin. Got a little bit of some areas there I'll have to sand down a bit, but it really looks like the cast turret that the Americans actually used on the Shermans. Now the actual hatches themselves are in metal, so they should fit in. Looks like they fit in really, really well. And this is the .50 caliber that comes with it. Obviously it's a little bent up. Being soft, I'm definitely going to want to swap this out. I think I've got a way around that. Whoops. But anyway, there's the .50 cal. Got some flash to take off of it. Otherwise, pretty good. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll put this together following, well, there are no instructions, so what I'll have to do is go on their website and see if they've got illustration. I'll also look at the picture and to see how to actually make these mount properly. Okay, the actual barrel itself, though it looks a little bit thick, It'll definitely be substantial and easy to, it'll be durable, let's put it that way. Very little flesh there, easy to take off. The little bit, if you notice right there, the hole needs to be drilled out here a bit, or this needs to be cut down a bit to make it sit nice. But they've already got the barrel tip bored out a bit. I'll probably deepen that. Alright, so let's take a look at how, the built, actual completed kit. Okay, so I went ahead and built this up. So let's go ahead and review a couple things. I did go ahead and drill the barrel tip out a little bit more. Just a little bit deeper. I don't know if you really need to do that. But one thing I did have to do was file that barrel tip flat. It was a little bit uneven, slightly at an angle. So, not a big deal. This is a soft metal. Not as soft as the tracks, but so the good news about that is, though there was a slight bend in it, it was very, very easy to bend back, so now it is very straight. I did drill the hole here out a little bit further so I could seat this barrel in tightly. That was well done. This came actually with a little bit of a bend in it. You might still be able to see a very small bend left in there. Took a little bit of work to push down on that to even it out, but it's not brittle metal, which is good. It's not super soft either, so it's gonna resist damage from what I can tell. Now, one thing I did notice is that the lift rings are well cast on here, but this one was already broken off when I got it. It's not a bad thing, and because it'll represent battle damage when I get done with it. I'll just rust those things up or bare metal them, and just it'll make it look like it was got ripped off with an explosion. This hatch went on perfectly. I decided to put them closed because I really didn't want to get involved in this model with all the painting of interior and hatches and what have you, and the accidents of banging the hatch and knocking it off. Super glue is only going to hold so well against that kind of shear force. So I left them closed. The problem is these hatches are a little bit bigger than they need to be for that hole, and so I had to file down the entire outside here. Using a file such as this, I was able to file down these outside edges, curves on both sides, but then I used a standing block to basically carve these down all the way. These had to go back up pretty much. I wish I had measured the before and after distance, but one thing I had to do is, because I had to carve this one back so far, I actually shaved this grab in half almost with an X-Acto knife, so that I could keep a visible distance between here while narrowing down the width of these particular doors. Once they nestled in there, they're nice and tight. Now, the way this is designed, it's the turret. I kind of like it. The T-23 had a few different options. When you take a look at the details on here, these are two locations, and I'm pretty sure antennas can go there. This is where antenna will definitely go. This is where a machine gun will typically go, but they also included this mounting point here for a machine gun. I'll be taking this one off because it appears that on the T-23 turrets it was either located here or here, not both. So I'll be very carefully shaving that off with a number 17 X-Acto blade. This end nub is pretty nondescript. I believe there's supposed to be a bracket coming off of that, but I'm not too keen on having that bracket in place because it's just something else going to break off. But overall, it's a really nicely formed turret. It was easy to put together. Nothing but super glue. Came together real quick. The hardest part was this hatch. Of course, if you want to leave it open, there's no filing required at all. It's just extra work for you, as far as painting goes, but no problem at all. So now I did drill this out a little bit already. It's not quite the width it needs for this, So I just need to get a slightly larger drill bit. But the hole is not quite going to fit. I'm going to actually use the Warlord gun. I have nothing against this from a model perspective, but from a durability perspective, I just see this barrel being so soft, it's just going to get bent, broken real quick. So I'm going to leave that off and use the Warlord. Dropping that in there, I'll just mount it kind of at an angle across like this, and we'll be all set. So, really nice turret. Now, as far as how it fits on this, it's a little bit oversized. This turret ring. So I'm going to have to open this up, probably taking out this entire area, the width of these tabs. So that's not a problem. I've done that before. So, but I am so looking forward to that. It's going to look really, really nice. All right. So again, links below. Take a look at their. If you are into models, 20mm World War II, they've got a lot of really nice kits on there. And based on the quality of this kit, I definitely would recommend them. So, I don't know if you... what is really nice about them is they include quite a bit of vehicles that you can't find through typical like Warlord Games selection. These are going to get you a lot of the special vehicles or special variations of vehicles, so you don't have to do the extra modeling like I will have to do in this case, carving these down to make the M3 3A, sorry, M3A3. There it is, M3A1, sorry. So take a look at their website, see if you're interested in these things, and see if you'll find anything of interest. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.